just bugging. Alright guys, we're gonna take the 72 out for a spin. I've adjusted the rear brakes as close as possible and rebled the brakes yesterday. And now I am adjusting the shifter. I had to finish adjusting my part brake cable. The button popped out. I forgot I hadn't adjusted it yet. So I'm gonna see how she's running now and see if I have to make any more adjustments to the shifter. Just realized I put the plate in the large side on the driver's side when it's supposed to be on the passenger side. Feels pretty good. There's first gear. I like my brakes. Definitely got to straighten the steering wheel out. Brakes don't pull. Of course, there's a disc in the front. No adjustment required. Yeah, that pedal feels good. I'm surprised I got the shifter right. Come on, Greg, you know how to drive. The shifter feels good. I definitely got to get into the front wheels. What are you doing, squirrel? Maybe a little adjustment on the carburetor. This is the most I've driven it yet. Not a lot of play in the steering wheel, but the alignment's not correct, and the passenger and camber is probably slightly off, but that's what I'm about to do. So I think I'll go figure out what the noise is in the rear, and then get to the front, and back to driving and adjust that a little bit. But I am impressed for a car that has been sitting for at least 10 years. So good drive. I'm impressed. It's getting closer and closer to turn this car over to the new owner. I'm sure she's going to be really happy with my work. As you all can see, I can make a lot happen to an old 50-year-old car. Looking good. Oh yes. All right, well, I get to figuring out what that noise is, and then I'll turn it around and get to the front and check out the Casper and camber and the toe in, toe out. I've got a unique tool here. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it before. I learned this in the military, primitive way, kind of a shower curtain doohickey here. See, you take this, you get this on a level surface. I'm gonna get out my leveler and see if that spot is, but I've done it there before. And I'm gonna get concrete soon. Give me a chance. I mean, I've been restoring cars for over 30 years, but I sold my house with my big shop and plenty of concrete. So see, you get this and you put it in between the wheels, and then you zero this, and then you roll it forward or backwards, whichever spot you put it in first. You're gonna put it in like this, and this is gonna poke onto the tires, and then you want that chain to just barely touch the ground like that, and that one, so then you know you're at the same spot. And then when you go forward or backwards, you're gonna see the number change, and then you wanna get it about a 1/4 inch in the front, towed in slightly. So that's what I'll do shortly. Let's figure out what the noise is. See, it's a nasty day today. I have been having some difficult times with the 72 for the last few days. Looks like it's getting better. Had some issues with getting the horn to work, the light, a lot of electrical issues. I think I finally got past. Then I got the front wheel alignment. It's somewhat close. It's really gonna have to be taken out. I just want it close enough to safely drive it around. The owner has decided to go ahead and get the Coker tires. I don't know if I've mentioned that, because these just aren't gonna cut it. These quarter wall overhauls. I've never done them before, and it's just a waste of time and money. So I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah, I know cokers are very expensive. It's about $900. So probably when it's said and done and all balanced, about $1,000 to put those tires on this. Another thing is I could smell the clutch. I'm trying to get the clutch adjustment just right. I don't think I was that far out. I mean, I was like an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. So I got it to a ½ inch now. I'm trying to get rid of that smell of it being out of adjustment. So that's where I'm at. I was going to let it cool down and take the plugs out and read the plugs. Just curious of how the carburetor is adjusted right now. Don't want it to be too rich, but I don't want it to be too lean. I don't think that's the issue. It might be a little rich. So let it cool down a little bit and get something else done while I'm waiting. I'm back on the 72. I was test driving it around and getting everything adjusted properly. It's running excellent. And I reset the timing, checked the plugs, adjusted the fuel air mixture, idle control screw, got everything running right. But each time I came back, I was smelling a burning smell like the clutch. So I was, I was in the middle of adjusting. So that's what I thought it was. And then I was like, well, maybe the brakes, because I make them kind of tight to seat the pads. No, it wasn't that. I backed them off and kept driving it and come back. And sure enough, I jacked it up and didn't feel any wheel bearings. And I was like, well, I got to open these up. So I opened them up, and this side, you could just with your hand push it and it would pop out on the back and expose the bearing. The inner race would come out with the shaft and it would expose the bearing in it. So they were shot out and then the grease was all dried up. So I went ahead and replaced this side, everything except the inner seal. It wasn't in yet, and wife's got to go back and get those again. 2 trips there, but they always seem to have a part and I don't have to wait for it. That's VDUBs in Ocala. Great place to go when you need something on, in moment's notice for VWs. So I've got this side done, and of course, I got ahead of myself. It's early. It's dark out here. You get all your Allen, your 12-point socket, your Torx bit, and get all your bolts out of the axle, CV joint, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the seal in the back, and pop out your seal, and then clean up the grease, and then you'll find the snap ring. And you pop that out, and then you go ahead and drive your bearing out the back, which is this one. And this one wasn't the one that came apart, but why not do both of them? She'll be driving the Bug Jam this year. Hopefully it's still on with this pandemic. So, and then you got a big sleeve in here, and you want to pull that out, clean that up. And usually this bearing will just come and slide out. Of course, it's not going to do that today. So maybe you'll just check. There you go. This one doesn't look bad, but the grease is dead, kind of stiff. And then the fun part, clean out all the nasty grease, and then take your punch out. Ooh, nasty punch. This rag's going in the garbage. Yep, get all that nasty grease out of there. So I'm gonna put all this back together, except for I need the inner seal. And then when the inner seal gets back, I'll place it, put it back together, and test drive it again. But I kept coming back with a stinking clutch smell. And I didn't think about bearings, but I couldn't find any other problem. And the clutch is adjusted all the way out. I know the clutch is fine. Brand new clutch and everything. So this is my problem. I mean, it wasn't overwhelming, but I was only, basically tops 3rd gear and a tag on it. So I test drive it around here only. Seem to love to see the different Beetles every now and then cruising through the neighborhood. And it brings back good memories, I'm sure. Everybody's got a bug story. All right, well, first I'm gonna knock this bearing in there, put my snap ring, C-clamp, whatever on that side. And I do have a new seal popped in here, but I don't have the O-ring just right there. Paper gasket, so that'll wait until my wife gets back. Hey guys, my bearings are all packed with grease. Remember that the outer bearing, the sleeve in the center of the race, that comes out normally brand new. And you want to put this piece in there with the beveled side inward. And then under here, if you look in there, you'll see the snap ring in there. And you just pop that in there. Right now, like I said, I'm waiting on the inner seal. And then put the axle back onto it. And we'll be done. And then we'll have brand new bearings all the way around, because I replaced the bearings in the front with the new disc brake kit. All right, there we go. Hey guys, as you can see, I got a bunch of LED lights here. I'm underneath the 72 Super Beetle. Gonna put these on for Allie. Her birthday's September 3rd, and we figured we'd do something nice for her with the car. So that's what I'm doing now. This is the last leg of it. I'm putting some extra securements down here to try to make sure with zip ties that they're gonna stay. So that's what we're doing now. Hey guys, I haven't yet put the handle on yet. Don't worry about it. See, this is where I hooked up the LEDs. I took the power line up, the hood latch release, and then came over here and put it on a hot unkey speed fuse, and that's the Bluetooth actuator or whatever for the remote and everything, and your ground. And last thing I got to hook up is the blue wire for the stoplight, so that it'll have a default and it'll just switch to red as soon as she hits her brake lights. All the lights will turn red underneath it, and they're under it. So as soon as it gets dark, we'll show you what it looks like. And I can't wait to get these porta walls off, and I decided to go just a little bit thinner of a tire. Instead of a 70 like these, it'll be a 75 and a little smaller than the white wall, so it's gonna look nice. I like the bigger tires because it fills the wheel wells and makes it just look, hey, look at me, I mean, I'm not doing that real small tire kind of thing going here, or the lowering or anything. So all right, well, stay tuned and you'll get to see the LEDs light up this tonight. I'm waiting on the inner seals. As you can see, I have wheels off. I think I videoed a little bit of it. Yeah, of course, I replaced the axle bearings, whatever you want to call them, and waiting on the inner seals. Oh yeah, Dalton playing with the LEDs. We'll see them better tonight. It's gonna look sharp. We're gonna choose that turquoise color. Man, I'm telling you, this thing will look the bomb in a parking lot somewhere at a car show. And yes, of course, you see I haven't painted the valve covers yet. I like to do that right after I give it a final valve adjustment before it heads out, and so I don't have to scratch them up any more than I have to, with the little retainer clip on there. Alrighty, that's where she's at today. Looking good.
Yeah, what we got going here?
Well, we're gonna see how well we did on the LED installation on Allie's car. Oh yeah. Colors. So here's your red. When she hits her stoplight, it's going to go to default, which will be red. So when she hits her brake, it's going to turn the whole bottom of the car red to let people know she's stopping. Yeah. Sweet. It's definitely going to be noticeable, and it's all controlled by the app. Alright guys, I got the new wheel bearing seals in today. I was able to complete the rear axle bearing seal replacement on the back, so that should take care of the smell I was experiencing, and I found one failed bearing, so that had to be what it is. So let's go check it out. And we have the neon lights on. It is sweet looking. For a spin. Boy, they turned around looking.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing runs sweet. I set the timing with static timing with the timing light. Perfect, man. Just like Chris Vallone says, man, you don't need a timing light for one of these things, especially a stock motor.
Maybe the headlights could use a little bit of adjustment?
Yeah, that one especially. This one's down, that one's up. Let's get out and see what she looks like. Wow, look at that. Now we need to zero in on that exact color with the neon lights, because you can choose, what, 16 million colors? Wow. That is sweet. All right, let's cruise around. the freaking time it took me to build this thing. This is nice. Worth the wait. This thing's sweet, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm out working on the 72 today. My tie rod ends came in, except for one was wrong. So I'm going to pick up parts anyways from VDUBs today. And I'm getting these tie rod ends off, and I'm going to paint them up before I put them up in there. And change this outer one, I've got it, and the inner one I don't. So at least get all this up under, get as close as I can, and get it off to have it the front wheel alignment done. The 72 going to get its alignment today. That new suspension and part and disc brakes, and get the coker tires on the rear. Get the alignment. She's close. Still waiting on my antenna to come in, as you can see. Up the hubcaps off. We're going to get the cokers on the back now. Get rid of those poor walls. Looking nice. It's getting close.
Hey man, what we got here?
Hey guys, we're picking up the 72. Got the other two cokers on the back and got the alignment all done. So take it back and clean it all up and get ready to buff the car. Put all the trim and the emblems on it and drive it around and make sure everything's working properly before I let it go. It's getting close. Almost out of here. Let's go get it loaded up. Now it's ready to finalize the buffing and the shining and put all that fancy trim on it and the emblems. Everything's working, so the hubcaps on there. I gotta paint where the weights have been moved on them. Good to go. Loving it. Alright guys, been out here, as you can see I've been buffing. I haven't put a lot of it on video. I've got the antenna in now. Probably going to come back to the hood. There's still a couple of scratches in it from the wet sanding. It's no big deal. I can spend a lot of time on that, so I wanted to get around the rest of the car. And I've already gotten to the wax stage on the roof, so I'm just wiping off my wax and putting it on coat after coat. Let it dry. It's looking nice, really happy with it. It just takes forever. You just can't judge how long it's going to take, and you can't rush it. You got to be patient or you'll be back in the paint booth because you screwed up. So right now I've gotten the front, all of it. You might have noticed I took the blinkers off one at a time so I could get around it and everything. And I'm going to do that back here. At least I know I'm definitely going to do it on this side. I might have mentioned it before, but if you look at the lights, you can see how far that one is away from the seal, the fender seal. And then you can see how close it is over there. You know that the bolts that hold this onto the fender, one's real close here, and then the other one's about right here underneath there, and this, you know, at the fender. So I'm going to remove this one and then get my measurements and drop it down and drill 2 different holes, and then I'll plug the holes that I'm not going to use and get this exactly where it belongs. I don't know if it's because of different fender or what, but it's not the first time I've seen it. The 1970 convertible, the yellow one that was for sale, that one, I saw the same thing, identical to this. So I don't know if it's that way or whatever, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna change that. So like I said, the roof is done, and I'm gonna get them back here. I haven't done the doors yet. There's not any problems with those. I really don't cut and buff the thing all the way down when I finish the paint job. I like to get it looking nice and get all the orange peel out and, you know, any minor deficiencies, and then save the final buffing for later because things get stuck on it, things get trash laying on top of it. So, you know, I like to leave me a layer of clear that I'm still going to cut into, so in case something happens, so I have a chance of taking a blemish out or a scratch. So I'm going to continue on. I guess put another coat or 2 of the wax on top, and then I've got to get to the sides, and then I'll probably come back out and do the fenders and the deck lid tomorrow because that's going to take a little bit longer. I've been out here since 6 o'clock this morning, and I think it's let's see, it's 2:30. Oh well, got to do what you got to do. Hey guys, I'm almost done with the buffing. Like I said, it takes a long time, but I got this side of the doors to do. I did the other side, and I still have the rear fenders and the deck lid, and then, you know, a little bit in the pillars around the windows. But like I said, I want to remove this light and reposition it to where it's correctly in line with the other one. And then once I get everything polished up, I'll put the trim on it and the emblems and the hubcaps. And then I've got to go over and make sure everything's still working properly and drive it, and to ensure that there's not going to be any problems because it's going to be 3 hours away once it goes back to the owner. So that's what we're doing. I'm 9-10 hours today. I'll get back on it in the morning, but I'm happy with it. It's looking good. Sweet ride, I'm telling you. The Just Buggin style. Hey guys, it's a beautiful early Saturday morning. Nice little cold front coming through, give us a little bit of relief. Well, I'm back on Pee-wee, there's Pee-wee. I'm on the 72. I've got to get this ready and get it out of here. I've got so many things going on, and the new builder Rick here, and keeping him busy, and yeah, we got plenty to do. So I'm repositioning the right rear tail light. I don't know if you can see it. Let me grab a measuring tape. Well, you see, right here, you see how close it is right there? Let's get a little estimate there. So you got about 1 inch, maybe a little bit more. And let's see, I'm coming across, straight across here. And you see it's about, you know, from the bend right there, it's about another inch down. So you come over here and you noticeably see a larger gap than right there, much larger. It's like 1 3/4 or so, maybe 2 inches. And then you see where the bottom of it is, only 1 inch down from the bend. Look at that. So right there to about right here, 2 3/4 or 2.5 inches down. So it's an inch and a half or an inch or so, an inch and a half higher, and it's almost an inch closer right there. So apparently these fenders are not a different year, it's just a different manufacturer maybe. Yeah, they're the same fenders, it's just the light position right there is different. Weird. Well, I'm gonna take this and pull this up. I've already loosened it, and then I'm gonna reposition it and go by this right here. And I'm gonna bring the light down. Hey guys, I'm out here on the 72, getting the trim on. Piece on the hood. I gotta get the pieces to hold down the emblem on there. Got one here. You can see my new clips going down. And I got one more to go here. And I'll have this side done. And I'll get the emblem on the back. And I know some people might not like it, but the new owner likes it. You can see where the white bumper, or the T-bumpers and the white walls, you know, small accents of chrome throughout the car. But I wanted the white to be 360 around, so you get it on the white walls, and then you get the T-bumpers. And then this is actually, the emblem is going to, VW emblem is actually going to be white, and then so is the Volkswagen emblem on the back is going to be white. And then she'll have a personalized white frame with pink lettering on it, so that'll be in some more white on the back. And here it is, Allie's VW Bug, www.justbuggin.rocks. It's gonna be nice. A little special gift for her. You know, she had a recent birthday, and put some neon lights underneath it for her, and then installed a stereo for her, which she paid for, of course. You can see there's the stereo and the speaker rack in the back. That looks sweet. So gotta get this thing ready. It's getting close to time for Bug Jam, and I had to take some much needed rest and a little bit of R&R in Daytona Beach recently. So back to the grindstone. I think I got her ready. All right, guys, let's see how she does. I'm about ready to release her to the new young woman that is the proud owner of a 1972 Super Beetle, which is a class act, and it will be featured at Bug Jam 2020 in Dade City. Oh yeah. It's a Sunday. I was on it Saturday. It's whatever it takes, man. We got to get these cars ready. Everybody's dying to get out and do something and stop thinking about what's going on in 2020 and what's about to transpire. Let's just go out and have some fun with some Bug Jam. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to myself. And we got the stereo going. If you hear the non-copyright music we got going. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Little minor things that...
You got the white one.
Yeah.
Did you put the back one on too? Ooh.
Look like it.
It's gonna look cool.
Yeah. Just bugging. Yeah. We're in Hot VW's magazine this month. Yeah, and Volkswagen wrote an article about us because it's father and son. Yeah, I don't have a card with me, but yeah. You should check out all the bugs we got going on. Just Bug, B-U-G-G-I-N. What'd you say?
Just admiring the car.
Oh.
I told her look us up on YouTube, Just Buggin Restorations.
That's what that guy just said. He goes, you all doing a YouTube channel? I said, yeah. So we're in this month's magazine for VWs. He goes, dude, what is it? I said, Just Buggin. All together, B-U-G-G-I-N, no G on the end.
I said, my bad for being in your yard. And she said, oh, I'm just admiring the car. And I said, oh, well, look us up on YouTube. We're doing a YouTube video. Me and my father run a YouTube channel and we restore Volkswagen Beetles. And I said, just look up Just Buggin Restorations. And she said, okay, I will. So we've been restoring this car for about 3 years. I said, it's finally getting out. She said, wow.
Drives like a dream with these tires on it. What's up? Yeah, I like the first drive. Yeah. She's purring. Sweet. Not bad. About 165. That's good. And we've been driving around for a little while, so that's perfect. Means the oil's probably about 190, 188, somewhere around there. All right, well, she's looking good. I know the ring is making contact and the horn kind of slightly beeps when I'm turning the steering wheel, doing reverse, so got to take a look at that. But that's the least of my worries. That's great maiden voyage basically after everything's all been put back on. So I'm really pleased with it, and I think the new owner will be happy as hell. Just Buggin. Hey guys, we got great news here at Just Buggin. We just went around a couple of trips with me by myself first, and then Dalton and I with some cameras and in the 72s, and we had a really good drive, and she's working great. I just got a few little nitpicky things, final adjustments and fine-tuning things, but other than that, it worked great. And we're listening to the new stereo in it and everything, and the brakes, and I like it that the bigger tires we chose, and with the white walls, it just stout. I mean, it just looks like it owns the road, and it feels great. So Dalton's got a big announcement that's going to go along with the 72 and passing it over to the new owner. So what you got?
This Thursday at 3 p.m. we're going to be taking the 72 Super Beetle to the original owner that we bought it from when we bought it 3 years ago in January 2018. But basically we're going to be showing it off to the original owner. Him and his father were planning on restoring this car. His father bought it for him when he was 14 years old, and he ended up passing away in 2013. He had to sell the car because, you know, he wanted to buy a house. But now we get to show him what it looks like fully done and get to see his reaction, and you guys get to see his reaction.
So we drove over to where his mother lives in the neighborhood, and he apparently, you know, lives at the house that he purchased with the money that he sold the car. And he really didn't want anybody to hack it up and turn it into a Baja or something. And so she said she's not going to tell him anything about this. And apparently he's had a lot of struggles like we all do, you know, getting your first house and everything, trying to maintain everything. And so it's going to be a big pick-me-up for him to see that we did finish the car and that we're not turning it over to someone that's going to abuse it. The new owner, she's a young, successful, hard-working woman, and she has several cars, and she knows what she's got, and she's not going to abuse it. So going to be happy to see where the car's going and what's happened to it since he sold it to us. So it's exciting. It's going to make a great final episode,
very wholesome
to the story of the 72 coming from where it came from to where it is now. So I hope y'all like it.
Thanks for watching.
That's a wrap. Oh shit, that hurt.
I heard it.
Hey guys, we got great news here at Just Buggin. We just went around a couple of trips with me by myself first, and then Dalton and I with some cameras and in the 72.
Hey guys, this is Dalton. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one, but it's a really good video. But yeah, I can't wait to see his reaction. I think that he's gonna really like the car, and you know, I think that it's pretty cool that the car that him and his father had, you know, that his father bought for him when he was 14 is gonna forever live in the magazine, you know, Hot VDUBs, because there's a picture of it in there, and then it's forever gonna live in the Volkswagen article. So I think that's really cool. But if you guys like this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and have a just buggin' of a day.